an original.
From Story Studio Network.
I'm Erin Trafford.
I'm Dave Trafford, and welcome to this episode of Canadian Forestry Can Save the World. This is the podcast series where we explore the role the forestry industry can play in fighting climate change.
We've gone deep on all kinds of cool new tech and innovation in the forestry sector that makes the workplace safer for frontline foresters, tools that help monitor the health and resilience of the forest, all in efforts to mitigate, if not prevent, dangerous wildfires.
It's innovative thinking that's led to the development of carbon capture storage systems that can be a game changer in our efforts to transition away from the use of fossil fuels.
And we've learned more about the beneficial community impact of Indigenous-owned and operated forestry companies.
And we've learned how SpaceX and Starlink have helped improve the management of Canada's forests.
But we also came across a whole bunch of fun facts about the forest, kind of a list of things you might not think of as wood product.
All right, I'm really liking this idea of fun facts. Here we go.
Okay, so you can play. You can play as long as you behave, because I know you're a fan of the fun fact. Okay, here's the ground rules. Fun facts cannot include dad jokes.
All right. No jokes. Got it.
No corny dad jokes. All right. So rule number 2 is that it's cool that your guitar collection sequesters carbon, but we're not counting that as a fun fact. Okay? No guitar talk. All right. And your collection may be doing its part in saving the planet by sequestering that carbon in the bodies of the guitars. I'm going to say it again. Super cool. Not a fun fact.
All right.
For sake of this episode.
No guitar talk. I got it.
Okay.
But just think how valuable these guitars are. Okay, all right.
No,
all right.
Stop.
Here we go.
Stop. More fun facts other than guitars.
Okay, no guitars. How about the mandolins?
No, that's just a small guitar.
But just listen. Now, This is a nice little mandolin acoustic bit of music we're listening to.
Well, the music is just fine. Nice trumpet, by the way.
Yeah, has its own kind of magic, right? I mean, we know it stirs and stores memory. We know it can help reduce stress. It improves moods. It makes you more energetic.
Yeah, the science actually suggests that music can have a powerful positive effect on mental and physical health of patients, for example, in hospitals and in hospices.
And you know what else helps patient recovery?
You're going to tell me now, and I'm going to guess that it's wood.
Well, yeah, but it starts with a window.
Fun fact number 1.
Research done for the Center for Health Design in the United States suggests trees help post-op patients recover.
This is so cool. Fun fact. They focused on 46 patients, each of whom had undergone gallbladder surgery. The patients were paired in double occupancy rooms. So 46 patients, there were 23 rooms. Each room was the same size. Each patient's bed faced a window. Now, the only difference was their view.
One person in the room looked out upon a brick wall. The roommate had a view of trees and greenery.
Based on the medical charts that were kept by the surgical nursing team, you guessed it, the post-op patients with the view of the trees spent about 1 full day less in hospital.
Yeah, the group with the brick wall view were more than twice as likely to express a negative mood.
And the group with the tree view recovered with milder meds like aspirin and acetaminophen.
And the second group was more likely to need stronger medications, maybe even narcotics in some cases.
Okay, so that's admittedly kind of a small study, but the science and sample size aside, just ask yourself, be honest, wouldn't you just feel better looking out a window with a view of greenery and trees and maybe a garden than just a giant brick wall?
I'd even feel better if I was able to strum my guitar while I gazed out.
That's one strike. Nope.
All
Stop.
right, all right.
Stop.
Fun fact number 2.
All right. Fun fact 2. Buying a home is likely to be the largest single investment any person is going to make in their lifetime.
And the realtors in your life will all tell you the value of your home comes down to 3 things: location, and location.
But you can add value by adding curb appeal, by adding trees to your landscaping.
Yeah, there's plenty of data that suggests treed lots sell for as much as 15% more than those without trees.
And that may simply be because a mature shade tree in the yard, it just looks nice. So it appeals to the buyer's emotions.
But if you've been following this podcast series, you'll know that there are other benefits. I mean, the trees exhale oxygen. You could look it up. They do. And they improve air quality. They also capture carbon. Remember the whole thing about the guitars and the carbon? Okay. And that just adds to improved air quality. And they help reduce the risk of water runoff, and particularly in the spring.
So all positive effects on the environment, and gets even better for your pocketbook when you consider the data for the Center for Urban Forest Research that says a healthy shade tree offers a house-wide cooling effect equal to 10 room-sized air conditioners running 20 hours a day. Now, let's take that one step further, because that comes with huge cost savings. The Center for Urban Forest Research found that just one tree planted on the west side of a home can reduce its energy bills by 3% in 5 years and 12% by year 15.
Fun fact number 3.
Well, you're going to might be surprised to hear this, but you've probably got more wood fiber in your diet than you know. It's in all kinds of food you've got in the fridge, in the freezer, and in the cupboard.
First, the things that my kids ask for every single day and for breakfast: ice cream. Yes, ice cream includes wood product.
What?
Now you know.
Wow.
Wood cellulose. Remember, we talked about that earlier this season. Wood cellulose is used as a thickening and stabilizing agent that helps the ice cream keep its shape.
And just to be clear, it's not the wooden stick that's in the popsicle or the creamsicle that you're eating. It's in the ice cream itself. And wood cellulose is also used by cheesemakers. Particularly, I learned Parmesan cheese is the number one use. It helps prevent the Parmesan from clumping when it's shredded.
Because, I mean, who wants clumpy cheese?
Is that even a word, clumpy?
I don't think it really matters. We all kind of know what we're getting at there. Either way, the point being, wood cellulose is what helps prevent it from being clumpy and gives us the nice shredded cheese. No clumps.
Ice cream, Parmesan cheese. Barely, though, put a dent in the list of the wood product in your food.
Get ready for this. You might need to revisit this part of the episode. It's quite a list, including tomato sauce, salad dressing,
Whole wheat bread, granola bars,
packaged cookies, bagels,
frozen breakfast sandwiches, frozen diet entrees,
breakfast cereal, veggie burgers,
boxed cake mix, Worcestershire sauce. How do you say that? Worcestershire? You know what I mean. Whatever that brown sauce is that makes it taste bitter, right?
Also,
it's in there.
It's also in Worcestershire sauce, as well as hot sauce, frozen filled pasta like ravioli.
Yep. Packaged fruit cups, corn tortillas,
Flour tortillas, vegetarian soy-based quote-unquote meats.
frozen pizza, sour cream.
I told you this was a long list. Flavored coffee syrup, cheese spreads, and dips.
Hang on a minute. It is a long list. I got to turn the page here.
Because there's more, right?
There is more, yes. We've got dried soup mix. We've got packaged cupcakes.
frozen breaded fish, frozen pie crust, and those yummy pot pies.
Sorbet and coffee creamer.
Okay, so that's it? That's all? Are we done?
No, actually, one final fun fact about the wood in your diet. Do you like your Doritos?
Yes, Cool Ranch for life. I love chips. But you're not going to tell me that Doritos have wood in them.
Well, maybe not in the making and the baking of the chip, but Doritos actually use smoke flavoring that's made from liquefied and refined wood. Now, just to be clear, the fancy name for the wood product is cellulose, but you probably call it sawdust.
Fun fact number 4.
Well, this might have made our food product list, but it's not exactly what you'd call sustenance.
No, but you do pop it in your mouth and you do chew it up.
The next thing, fun fact, chewing gum.
Yeah, glycerol ester of wood rosin. It's a food additive used in a variety of products, including your favorite stick of gum.
Again, acts as a thickening and stabilizing agent.
So when you chew gum, you're actually doing your part, well, to use the whole tree.
Also worth noting that some trees were historically harvested for something called chicle. It's a natural gum collected from a variety of species of trees.
Chicle, like chiclets.
Chicle, like chiclets.
Yeah.
Chicklet? Chiclets.
I think chiclets. Okay. I got it. Chiclets.
Well, if you remember chiclets, the American Chicle Company was founded in 1899, and chicle was first used to manufacture what we know as today as chiclets around 1900.
And they're still using it?
Well, candy companies moved away from chicle in the 60s, opting for cheaper alternatives to make their gum. But there are still a few companies using chicle to make chewing gum, yeah. All right, I got a footnote for you because you might be a fan of fun facts, but I am a fan of footnotes. Say that 10 times fast.
Fun fact footnotes. Oh, that can get me in trouble.
All right. Glycerol ester of wood rosin is also used in the manufacturing of soft drinks and cosmetics.
So your lipstick and eyeliner is doing its part to save the world.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Okay, but before we wrap this episode, one more fun fact.
There's another one.
Fun fact number 5.
Well, I'm sure there's more than one. But this one might be the coolest fun fact I found.
What could be cooler than ice cream and chewing gum?
Okay, quick quiz. How many satellites orbiting the Earth right now are made of metal?
That's a trick question because I have no idea how many satellites are orbiting the Earth. So I'm just going to go ahead and game the game and say all of them. All of them are metal.
Okay, great answer. But you're off by one. The only satellite that is not made of metal is the moon.
I'm very confused, and I would really like you to tell me what that has to do with forestry.
Okay, all right. So we've talked about the role that forestry and wood products play in the battle against climate change.
Uh-huh.
Typically, we think of the climate being affected by greenhouse gas emissions.
True.
I recently heard a news story, though, about space junk.
Mm-hmm.
It amounts to the remains of all the satellites that have run their course, and they're just floating around above Earth, and eventually they fall out of orbit and they burn up. And NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Agency in the U.S.
That's the same organization you'll recall that's using satellites to monitor the forests, right?
Yeah, that's right. So NOAA is estimating that 10% of all the particles found in the stratosphere contain bits and pieces of all that space junk that's out there. Now, consider this. We expect to launch 3 times as much into space in the next 10 years than we have since the Soviets launched Sputnik into orbit in 1957.
CBS Television presents a special report on Sputnik 1, the Soviet space satellite. Douglas Edwards reporting.
Until 2 days ago, that sound had never been heard on this earth. Suddenly, it has become as much a part of 20th century life as the whir of your vacuum cleaner. It's a report from man.
Sputnik was launched October 4, 1957, and it caught the attention and the imagination of the West more than 6 decades ago. And the most recent numbers from NORAD suggest they're monitoring about 27,000 pieces of space debris right now. So, accelerating our satellite and space launches, best guess is put that amount of space junk particle in the stratosphere at around 50% in the next few decades.
Matching the amount created naturally by meteorites. Scientists worry that this could eventually alter Earth's climate.
Bill Weir at CNN reports scientists now worry that could alter Earth's climate.
Hold on. That's your fun fact? That's like a disaster movie in the making.
Well, yes, it is concerning, but no, it's not the fun fact.
Okay, so?
Here it comes. NASA and university researchers in Japan have a solution.
Japan and NASA aim to launch the world's first biodegradable satellite.
They're planning to launch a biodegradable satellite in the summer of 2024.
Hold on. A biodegradable satellite.
Made mostly from wood.
Yeah.
Whoa.
A wooden satellite.
Shut up. A wooden satellite.
Yeah. Well, mostly wood anyway. And apparently it's magnolia wood. That's been their wood of choice. It's done the best job in terms of being able to deal with the harsh reality of going out into space.
The Star Trek fan in me is giddy right now. Space being a brand new frontier for wood.
Fascinating.
In the fight to save Earth's climate?
Most illogical.
As you say that, where was Gene Roddenberry and all that? I mean, that should have been a series, right?
Well, let me go back into the archives because he may have predicted that. But yeah, this could be a whole new series.
Well, that'll do it for us, and that will do it for this season of Canadian Forestry Can Save the World.
The podcast series that explores the role we all can play in ensuring our forests are healthy and resilient.
And the leadership role the forestry sector plays in the fight against climate change.
We sincerely hope you've enjoyed this series, and we encourage you to share it with your family, your friends, your colleagues who share your curiosity and concern about climate change.
Leave us a rating or a comment wherever you're listening to the podcast.
For our producers, Becky Coles and Jen Hudson, our technical producer and audio editor, Mike Trutler, for Dave Trafford and the entire team at SSN, thanks for listening.
And hug a tree. This podcast series is produced for Forestry for the Future. And for more information, I'd encourage you to visit the website forestryforthefuture.ca. And you may want to get involved in supporting a sector that's committed to growing a greener economy and driving our country towards a net zero carbon future for you and your kids. I'm Dave Trafford, and Canadian Forestry Can Save the World is produced by Story Studio Network.
This
is SSN.